to the CXO Roundtable Mumbai. This is an initiative by the Talk. So the Talk offers a very powerful platform wherein the small and medium enterprises come together, collaborate, join together, and create meaningful business ideas. This session is sponsored by the Tata Tele Business Services. They are the country's leading enabler of connectivity and collaboration solutions for the businesses in India. They offer solutions ranging from connectivity, collaboration, cloud security, IoT, marketing, and so on. And they are also the country's leading ICT service providers for the business. The theme of today's session is redefining business communication with tech advantage. Let me quickly introduce all the lovely speakers who have joined here with us today. Starting with Mr. Atul Chugh, co-founder Beyond School. We have Dr. Mona Pankaj, CEO ErgoCure India. We also have Captain Muthukrishnan Ayyappan, CEO Eka Academy. We also have Shweta Mangal, Director Murgency Inc. and co-founder Zigita Healthcare Limited. Last but not the least, we have Mr. Manoj Barot, Chief Marketing Officer and founding member Bridge Lab. And as the icing on the cake, we always have our very own charming Janice Das, Regional Marketing Head, Mumbai, Tata Teleservices Limited. So I pass on the floor to Janice to give a quick opening remarks for today's session, and then let's quickly jump onto the roundtable. Over to you, Janice.
Thank you, Muthu. And once again, a very good afternoon to all the eminent speakers and to all the participants who have logged in now to be part of the Tata Tele Business Service CXO Round Series. We have seen now that almost for 1.5 years, COVID-19 has acted as a tipping point for digital transformation of the workplace. And this will speed up further as technology is now a vital pivot on which enterprises are totally dependent for their business's continuity and growth. Digital agility thus is becoming a critical factor for the workforce to communicate and collaborate effectively both internally and with customers. Enterprises are moving fast on the digital curve and are embracing hybrid work culture that allows them to service their customers from anywhere and anytime. To meet this growing demand, we have strengthened our portfolio of services such as cloud-based communication solutions, collaboration solutions, IoT, data management, and cybersecurity solutions. We have recently launched an advanced cloud communication suite by the name SmartFlow, which combines an uninterrupted flow of business communication with intelligent call routing and monitoring. We are also happy to share that we understand customer needs and market requirement and take care of this. In this journey, we have collaborated with Zoom to offer video communication solutions to enterprises. Through this partnership, we will offer Zoom's communication platform services such as Zoom meetings, Zoom webinars, among others to enterprises, especially small and medium enterprise, which will enable collaboration among teams and with global partners. Thank you once again for sharing your time and joining this session. I'm sure it will be a very insightful one for everyone. Thank you. Over to you, Muthu.
Thank you, Janice Das, for that lovely introduction. What went through your mind when the lockdown began, and what were your top priorities as a CXO?
Like any situation that presents itself in a very, abrupt manner, I think the initial reaction that we faced ourselves, and I'm talking about my own experience, was denial, right? This can't be happening. The initial reaction was to just try and go back to business as usual, try and see, if, you can still get back to office, try and see if there are less people, but, just keep working as usual. Then there started an acceptance level that came in. And then, once that acceptance happened, I think things started moving forward. But I think the most important priority was to ensure that across all stakeholders, there was complete clarity of communication with respect to what's happening with the business, where is it going, what's really working, what's not working, whether it is employees, whether it is consumers, students that we had taken onto our program already, or the organizations that we were committed to. So it was about ensuring that there was, absolute transparency of communication. And that was the most important priority for us at any point in time.
How business communication solutions are redefining the workspace or the workforce?
With the new era, people were becoming more and more conscious about what kind of tool they're going to use. So, for example, initially when we had to have meetings, people had their own choices. Zoom nahi lena. So, so because there was probably some safety, security concerns. So we moved to MS Teams and things like that. From client perspective, I think they were becoming more and more aware about how to communicate with their employees, because this was the new strain that they had to address, strain of problems. To ensure the employee productivity, they had to make sure that they are still communicating with their employees. So that was one. And I think the updating of the payment methods, that is one major thing that people have changed. Otherwise, India was cash-based economy. But now I think everybody, even the panwalas, are using Paytms and GPay.
How the pivot of virtual meetings or virtual communications with your customers redefined business?
The virtual meetings, if you ask me, that expanded the business of our company Eka from being an India-centric player to a world player. This pandemic, in the last 15 months, I could do training for at least about 20 countries without moving out from my office. We now found out that without any savings, without any investment, I can go not just to Australia, but to any country in the world, sitting right in my office room.
What kind of technology adoption have you initiated to ensure continuity of business?
We primarily moved to Zoom. We got the enterprise version of it. For different regions, we got different licenses, so we could have unlimited meetings. We did a lot of webinars on Zoom. So one of the way of customer acquisition was we used to advertise a lot online and then have these Zoom calls, Zoom webinars actually, where we would have 400, 500 people attend. And that actually became very, very useful to us. So I think Zoom was a major, tool to acquire customers and also for internal meetings. And like I said, we really didn't stick to work from home. We were going into office a lot.
What are some of the biggest challenges faced by the enterprises in terms of adopting new digital normal?
The biggest thing was the whole infrastructure, hardware infrastructure was a bigger problem for us. From a connectivity perspective, we were pretty okay. I mean, most of the people who were working from home had some kind of broadband connectivity. But for us, because we are remotely present, if somebody's laptop is not working for whatever reasons or has not been able to log into something, handling that issue remotely became a much, much bigger challenge. We would get into a call and somebody would come back and say, you'll try to say something and, you have different set of people who are in different stages of their technology adoption. Making the user understand how to use that technology would always become a challenge. We had issues where people would not able to log into Microsoft Teams. They would delete Microsoft Teams because they would feel that it is taking a lot of bandwidth and the laptop is becoming slower, this, that, and the other. So those are the challenges, I think, which would still remain.
One major initiative of your organization to reset growth.
When any business takes a break or goes down for whatever reasons, including the pandemic, sharing with people about the services and announcing in a subtle way that you're available to help them with their challenges is the key to get back. So we respected people's time to take decisions for their organizations and continued to share valuable information for them to know that we are available, what we are into, how we could help them, and what solutions could we offer to which of their problems. I think it was more of communication. So I think that was availability and our continuous learning.
Just one major initiative which we launched was this online consult, which really did well. Also, as a company, we had a policy of providing the service through our own ambulance network, which is our own 1298 ambulances. But during this time, we partnered with around 10,000 ambulances across India. And we made sure that anywhere people called us from, we were able to provide a service to them.
Two things that we did. One is plug-in and recharge, a completely free of cost program for those companies which are opening up their business for physical presence of the employees. And the second is Mission Enlightenment, which says that it's a very flexible payment option. Whatever you feel like that the program is worth paying.
What kind of enterprise solutions you feel can enhance your productivity?
We've already now incorporated most of them. So Google, Zoom using when we can. There is WhatsApp, which gets used quite a lot. There is Webinar Jam, Lead Squared.
If there is something which could come as a suite, like Microsoft Suite comes as a suite, Google comes as a suite, but there are pieces of it which can be used in current scenario. And then you'll have to make the system talk to the other system which a lot of time it is not. And you're typically working in islands of information, which you're trying to then put together. You need people to interact, you need people to report, you need some kind of a ticketing mechanism, some kind of a servicing mechanism. And then if it gets layered over, somebody passing it on along with the bandwidth and the service.
One thing that worked very well for your business, which you would like to share with the others?
It's transparent communication and making sure everybody was on the same page.
Adaptiveness to technology is what helped.
Passion to share something which is of high value to others and providing genuinely effective solutions. That works well with me.
Attitude of not giving up.
I would want to put two words: hope and transparency. These are the ones which kept us floating.
Before we end the session, let me quickly call Janice Das, the Regional Marketing Head for Tata Tele Business Services Mumbai, to give a short closing thought for today's session.
Thank you, Muthu. And thank you once again, Manojji, Captain, Atul, Dr. Mona, Shweta, and Muthu once again for sparing time and sharing your experiences, what you have learned, how you have adapted, and how this has helped your organization, to be resilient during this COVID time. I think these insights are great and look forward to engaging each one of you again in such series. Thank you so much.